Welcome to Specific Lathe. Here are 10 safety items every DIYer should own. Let's begin. Now first off, I suggest getting a nice first aid kit. Now I'm not talking about one with just some band-aids. You need one that has antiseptic wipes, nice cold packs, gauze packs, about anything you might need in case you cut your hand or arm really bad at home. That way you can medicate it initially while you're trying to get them to the hospital. This right here just happens to be a heavy duty one that goes onto the wall. You don't have to get this fancy, but in my case it is really nice. Now one of the things I always have to remind myself when I go into the shop is to get my safety glasses. Yes, they might be a little awkward, and yes, they might be a little bit bulky at times, but they're going to protect my eyes from anything that might be coming at them. Now, if you wear glasses or you just want something a little bit bigger, you can go with full face shields like these. These will work great, especially if you're working on the lathe or you're worried about something large hitting you in the face. In any case, make sure you protect your eyes because you only have one pair. And whether you deal with dust or some chemicals, you need to look out for your breathing protection. Now you can go from something real basic or something to heavy duty or something in between. The real light duty versions I usually don't recommend unless you're doing something very basic. Maybe you're just outside dealing with something in the yard and you want to block some of that pollen. You can then upgrade to a little bit heavier duty version. This locks behind your neck and that'll provide a little more protection. These also work great if you have a beard. Now if you want to do a little heavy duty protection, maybe you're trying to block out some of those chemical smells, this right here works great. The only downside is, in my case the beard, they don't provide 100% protection all the way around the mouth, so keep that in mind. In any case, make sure you have breathing protection whenever you're working in the shop or around the house. Now gloves can come in real handy whenever you're doing projects around the house. Now you can get them in leather, you can get them in rubber, or you can get just the thin plastic. I like to get them in a nitrile or latex versions. I do recommend getting some nice heavy duty versions if you're going to go with these. And in my case I just have them wall mounted so they have easy access. Of course you don't have to do this, but put them in a place so you can easily find them and get to them. Now we're doing it with the leather top gloves. It's a good idea to make sure that they're a nice good fit to your hand so they're not going to move around a lot. In any case, you want something that has some nice additional padding in it, so if you're dealing with maybe something that has a lot of sharp edges, you don't have to worry about it cutting through the gloves and getting your hand. Ear protection. Many times we don't realize exactly how loud things are around us, especially when we're working in a shop. So whether you're using a hammer, a drill, or even the saw, it's a good idea to protect your ears. Even if you just want to use real basic earplugs, they can do the job, or something a little heavier duty like this. So make sure you protect your ears. A lot of times if you're doing DIY projects, you're going to be low to the ground or on the floor. And a lot of times it means you're going to be on your knees. So you're going to need some basic knee pads. These are just some real basic foam pads. You got these real cheap. Has a little Velcro on the back and they strap around whether you're wearing jeans or shorts or whatever. And they do really well for just your basic projects. You're only going to be on the floor for an hour or less. Now if you want to do something a little bit larger, you can do some of these portable fatigue mats. They're great, also protection. You can double them up, triple them up, and it gives you additional protection. You can buy these relatively cheap. Either way, you want to protect your knees because as you get older, they will get a little bit harder to get up and down and you don't want to abuse them while you're young. Paint, fire, sawdust, glue, what do all these things have in common? First off, you want to make sure you keep it out of your hair. I personally love wearing a baseball cap, but if you have long hair, you can always wear a hair tie. In any case, you need to protect your head. So you can wear a helmet, a bandana, or anything for that matter. Because you don't want to accidentally get some glue stuck in your head, raise up from the floor, and ow, you just lost a plug of hair. In any case, protect your head. Another key area is foot protection. A lot of people today want to wear sandals or Crocs or anything that is just open foot. I don't recommend that when you're doing a DIY project. You don't necessarily have to wear boots, but I do recommend something that is leather top. These are just basic sneakers that are leather top and that will protect your foot from most damage. Now it's up to you whether or not you want steel toes. I personally do not care for them that much, but in some cases they will be handy. In any case, make sure you wear some nice good foot protection since you want to protect those feet. When you do a lot of DIY projects, especially if you deal with a lot of wood, you create a lot of sawdust, and that is just a big fire hazard. So make sure you have definitely some fire extinguishers handy, and make sure you know how to read this gauge to be aware that it's still good. Also remember your smoke alarms. These can come in different sizes in your large bulky standard version or this little tiny quaint version, which is nice to go in a little tight area. Now these come in a couple different battery configurations. For example, these right here are not interchangeable. Some of them are, so make sure you know what you're buying just in case you have to buy them every roughly 10 years. Now if you have a bunch of tools, that's awesome. But there's one additional item you need just for safety. That is your cell phone. Yes, I know cell phones are very common right now, but a lot of people will set these down, whether it's on your workbench or on the stairs or wherever, and now it's out of reach. So imagine if you're in the attic, you're under the house and you get trapped. Well, your cell phone is so far away you can't call for help. That's why I recommend getting some kind of a pouch. This is very simple. Your phone slides right in and it can fit right on your belt. So this might be the last on my list, but it's definitely one of the most important. So whatever you do, make sure you're safe and have fun doing your projects. Welcome to Specific Love. Here are 10 safety items every DIYer should own. I said Sharon again. Welcome to Specific Love. Here are 10 safety items every DIYer should own. Should own. Blah.